Alien warrior women challenge humans to combat, but humans shock them instead. The galaxy had seen many battles, many warriors, and many species claiming to be the strongest. But no one had ever dared to challenge humans openly, until now. In the heart of the galactic arena, a city-sized structure of shining metal and energy fields, thousands of spectators from countless worlds filled the stands. Their eyes, bright with anticipation, followed the center of the arena, where a new challenge was about to begin. Towering above them were the alien warrior women, a race of legendary fighters. They were tall, strong, and known across dozens of systems for their combat skill and strict code of honor. Every step they took echoed like a drumbeat, a sound that warned anyone in the arena that these warriors did not lose. One by one, the alien leaders stepped forward. Their skin glimmered with metallic tones, their muscles moved like finely tuned machines, and their eyes burned with confidence. They had trained for centuries for moments like this, and today they would crush the species called human. The humans entered quietly. There were only a few of them, a small team by comparison. Their suits were simple, practical, and unassuming. They walked with calm, steady steps, not showing fear or pride. The crowd murmured in confusion. These humans looked normal, small, weak. How could they possibly match these mighty warriors? The lead alien, a towering figure named Vaula, raised her arm. Her voice carried across the arena through a sound amplifier, sharp and commanding. "Humans," she said, her tone full of scorn, "you stand before the greatest warriors in the galaxy. Do you truly believe you can survive these trials?" One of the humans, a man named Captain Elias, stepped forward. He was not the largest or strongest, but his gaze was steady. "We do not need to prove anything," he said calmly. "We will do our best, that is enough." The alien warriors laughed, a sound that echoed across the arena. "Best," Vaula repeated. "Your best is nothing to us. You will fall, and the galaxy will watch with amusement." The crowd laughed too, many betting on the aliens. Across the galaxy, species had tried to face the warriors before, and all had failed. No one expected humans to last more than a few minutes. The arena gates opened, revealing the first challenge. It was a test of strength and endurance, with moving platforms, shifting walls, and obstacles designed to tire even the strongest warriors. Vaula raised her hand, and the aliens leapt forward, moving like lightning. Every movement was perfect. They ran, jumped, and struck with skill honed over lifetimes. The humans started slowly. Some tripped over the shifting platforms. One nearly fell into a pit, but another human grabbed him just in time. The aliens laughed louder. "Pathetic," one shouted. "Look at them struggle." But Captain Elias did not panic. He signaled to his team. "Watch the pattern," he said. "Notice how the walls move, wait for the right moment." The humans began to adapt. Where one stumbled, another learned. They helped each other, sharing tips and signals. Slowly, step by step, they began moving more smoothly across the platforms. They were not fast, but they were careful. They did not try to match the aliens in brute strength. They used focus, timing, and cooperation. Vaula frowned. She had never seen anyone endure her arena like this. Most challengers gave up in fear or exhaustion. Humans seemed different. They did not fear, and they did not quit. The first round ended with the aliens completing the course flawlessly, as expected. The humans finished last, but not by much. They were sweaty, tired, but smiling. The crowd was surprised. Some of the spectators began whispering. Could these weak-looking creatures really keep up? The second trial was a test of reaction speed. Platforms moved faster, and obstacles appeared without warning. The alien warriors leapt and dodged with incredible precision. One of the humans, a young woman named Lyra, hesitated and fell into a pit. For a moment, the arena seemed ready to laugh again. But Lyra quickly pulled herself out. She had observed the aliens' movements carefully. She noticed a rhythm, a small pattern in how they jumped and shifted. When she tried again, she moved faster, predicting the platform's motion. She reached the end, panting but determined. The humans were learning faster than anyone expected. Every failed attempt became a lesson. They adapted. They supported each other. Even though their bodies were weaker, their minds were sharp, and their teamwork made up for the difference. Vaula's confidence began to crack. She watched as humans climbed walls, dodged swinging arms, and used each other to overcome obstacles. They were not strong, but they were unpredictable. That was dangerous. In battle, predictability could be a weakness, even against a stronger opponent. By the end of the second round, one human, a man named Joran, had found a clever way to move across a spinning platform by timing his jumps with Lyra's signals. They reached the finish line almost together, shocking the crowd. Even the aliens paused, their expressions unreadable. The third trial was announced, a test of agility and strategy. The aliens had expected an easy win, they had trained for every kind of physical trial. But this one required thinking, not just strength. The arena rearranged itself into a maze with traps, moving walls, and decoy paths. The humans did not hesitate. Captain Elias studied the maze carefully, noting patterns, exits, and potential pitfalls. He signaled silently to his team. They split into pairs, each watching for traps, moving cautiously but steadily. The alien warriors charged ahead, relying on their speed and reflexes. At first, it seemed like the humans would fail, but then something remarkable happened. Whenever an alien fell into a trap or misjudged a path, the humans learned from it immediately. They avoided the same mistakes and began reaching points the aliens had missed. Valira's frown deepened. These humans were not like the others. They were quick learners. They were calm under pressure, and they worked as a team, something even the most disciplined warriors struggled to match. The final moments of the trial were tense. The aliens pushed forward with all their strength. The humans moved steadily, quietly, almost like a shadow. When the trial ended, the results were clear. Aliens had completed it fastest, but humans had finished far closer than anyone expected. The arena fell silent. The spectators stared in disbelief. No one had expected humans to survive even the first trial, let alone keep up with the alien champions in 3 successive challenges. Valira stepped forward, her face stern. She studied the humans closely. "You are different," she admitted quietly, almost to herself. "Stronger than we expected, smarter than we expected." Captain Elias smiled slightly. He did not boast, he simply nodded. "We only do what we must," he said. "We are human, that is enough." The alien warriors exchanged uneasy glances. Their pride was wounded, but more importantly, they were beginning to feel something unfamiliar: uncertainty. Humans might be weak in muscle, but in mind and willpower they were extraordinary. The first part of the trials was over, but the true challenge was yet to come. The humans had survived, and they had shocked the galaxy. No one expected what would happen next, and no one could predict how humans would fight when everything was on the line. As the humans rested and recovered, Valira turned to her warriors. "Do not underestimate them," she said quietly. "We must adapt, or we will be surprised." For the first time in centuries, the alien warrior women were unsure of victory, and that uncertainty was the first crack in their legendary confidence. The humans, meanwhile, did not celebrate. They trained quietly, studied the arena, and supported each other. They had no fear and no arrogance. They were ready. The galaxy had begun to notice one truth: humans were not the weakest species. They were something new, something unpredictable, and that was about to change everything. The next day, the arena buzzed louder than ever. News of the humans' performance in the first trials had spread across the galaxy. Spectators crowded the stands, eager to see if humans were really as capable as rumors suggested. Even the alien warrior women were uneasy. Their pride was still intact, but doubt had begun to creep in. Valira stood at the edge of the arena, her arms crossed, watching the humans. She had trained her whole life to defeat anyone who dared challenge her. And yet these humans, they were different. Calm under pressure, willing to work together, and learning faster than she thought possible. Captain Elias gathered his team in a quiet corner. "The next trial will test not just strength, but strategy and quick thinking," he said. "Watch the patterns, support each other, and stay calm. That is how we win." Lyra, the young human woman who had impressed everyone in the first trials, nodded. "We will adapt," she said confidently. "They rely on skill, we rely on thinking." The gates opened, revealing a new trial. This one was far more dangerous. Floating platforms hovered over a bottomless pit, walls shifted unpredictably, and moving obstacles blocked the paths. But that was not all. The challenge required combat skill as well. Robots armed with energy staffs moved across the arena, attacking any participant who came near. The aliens immediately charged, their bodies moving like lightning, striking the robots with perfect precision. The humans took a deep breath and stepped forward together. They knew they could not match the aliens in raw combat power. Instead, they moved tactically, observing the robots, noting the timing of attacks, and using teamwork to avoid danger. When one human dodged a strike, another used that opening to advance. The alien warriors watched with growing suspicion. Humans were still weaker physically, but they were clever and coordinated. Every time a human dodged or blocked successfully, the aliens hesitated slightly, trying to understand how it happened. Midway through the trial, a robot attacked Joran from behind. He stumbled but quickly rolled away, avoiding the energy strike. Then, without hesitation, he grabbed a lever nearby and shifted the position of a platform, sending the robot off balance. It fell with a loud clang. The spectators gasped. Humans were using the arena itself to fight back, not just relying on their own bodies. Valira's face grew stern. This was not supposed to happen. The aliens had never faced opponents who could think and act so fast under pressure. Each small human victory shook her confidence just a little more. Lyra moved to assist another teammate who was cornered by two robots. Instead of attacking directly, she used a distraction, a small energy flare to make the robots focus on something else. Her teammate slipped past, avoiding danger completely. It was not brute force, it was strategy. By the time the humans reached the final section of the trial, they were tired but still moving steadily. The aliens, in contrast, were growing impatient. They had completed the trial before, expecting an easy victory, but humans were not only surviving, they were adapting and winning small battles along the way. Captain Elias noticed the alien leader's watchful eyes. He understood that confidence could be a weakness. "Remember," he said quietly to his team, "they expect us to panic. We will not. We will stay calm and use our brains." The last challenge involved a sudden collapse of platforms, forcing participants to make split-second decisions. One misstep could send a competitor plummeting. The alien warriors leapt forward confidently, trusting their strength and skill. But the humans paused for just a fraction of a second, analyzing the movement, timing their jumps perfectly. When a platform fell beneath an alien warrior, one human was already in position to rescue them, quickly grabbing a hand, using leverage, and pulling the warrior to safety. The alien warriors froze for a moment, unsure of how to respond. They had never been helped by their opponents before. Humans were showing coordination and foresight unlike any species they had faced. When the trial ended, the humans had not only survived, they had reached the finish line almost together and without serious injury. The aliens were first as expected, but the difference in completion time was far smaller than anyone thought possible. The crowd erupted in murmurs and whispers. "How are these humans doing this?" one spectator asked. "They are so weak, but they think faster than anyone." Valira's expression was unreadable. Her pride hurt, but she could not deny the humans' abilities. She signaled for the aliens to regroup. "We must watch them carefully," she said quietly. "Do not underestimate their minds." Back in the human corner, Lyra wiped sweat from her forehead. "They think we are weak," she said, smiling. "That is their mistake. We are not strong like them, but we are smart and we work together." Captain Elias nodded. "Strength alone does not win battles. We have something they cannot match: unity, focus, and adaptation. That is our power." The next round would be even harder. The humans were ready. They were calm, strategic, and learning faster than anyone could imagine. Valira gathered her warriors. "We fight for honor, but these humans, they are unpredictable. They do not follow rules like others. We must be careful." The humans rested, observed, and trained quietly. Every mistake in the arena was a lesson. Every small victory gave them confidence, and every glance at the aliens reminded them. They could win not through brute force, but through thinking and teamwork. The crowd watched, amazed. Aliens were supposed to be unbeatable, but the humans were surviving, adapting, and shocking everyone. Every small human success spread excitement across the arena. For the first time, the galaxy was starting to question what humans were really capable of. The humans did not celebrate loudly. They moved with quiet focus, preparing for the next trial. They were ready to face stronger opponents, faster reactions, and unexpected traps. They knew victory would not come from strength alone. It would come from clever thinking, timing, and working as one. Valira glanced at them one more time. Something in her chest tightened. Was it fear? Respect? She could not tell. She had fought countless species. None had made her feel uncertain. But these humans, they were different. And the next round would show if her warriors could truly handle beings so unlike any she had faced. The humans, meanwhile, were calm. They ate, rested, and shared strategies quietly. They were not arrogant, but they were ready. They were humans, small, seemingly weak but unpredictable and clever, and that unpredictability was about to shock the alien warriors even more. The second part of the trials had proven one truth: humans could survive, adapt, and even outthink stronger opponents. The arena had witnessed the beginning of something new. The alien warrior women had expected easy victories, but the humans had already made them question their assumptions. The galaxy was watching. And the humans, as always, remained calm, silent, and ready for the next challenge. The arena was alive with tension. Rumors of the humans' cleverness and calm had spread like wildfire across the galaxy. Many species who had come to watch the alien warrior women fight now whispered among themselves, eyes wide with disbelief. Could humans truly be more than weak creatures, as most believed? Inside the arena, Vaula stood with her warriors. Her expression was unreadable, but her mind raced. The humans had survived the first two trials. They had learned, adapted, and shown courage under pressure. She had fought countless species before, but none had learned so quickly or acted so calmly in the face of danger. "Keep your focus," she said quietly to her warriors. "We will not underestimate them again." The humans gathered in a corner, stretching and preparing. Captain Elias looked at each member of his team. "This trial is about tactics," he said. "They are stronger and faster. We cannot match them physically, but we can outthink them. Watch them, learn from every movement, work together. That is our advantage." Lyra nodded, her eyes bright. "We will do more than survive this time," she said. "We will show them something they did not expect." The gates opened, revealing the new challenge, a tactical combat simulation. The arena transformed into a large battlefield with shifting terrain, obstacles, and energy barriers. Drones armed with energy weapons patrolled the area, attacking any participant who came too close. This trial required more than speed or strength. It required strategy, teamwork, and quick thinking. The alien warrior women charged immediately. Their movements were precise, aggressive, and practiced. They cut through the drones with ease, demonstrating why they were feared across the galaxy. Each step, each strike was perfectly timed. The humans, however, did not rush. They paused, scanning the arena, observing the movement of the drones and the patterns of the alien warriors. "Do not attack yet," Captain Elias whispered. "Wait for openings, use the arena, use teamwork, don't fight blindly." The humans advanced slowly, deliberately. When a drone targeted Joran, Lyra signaled from a distance. Joran rolled out of the way, and another teammate activated a small energy shield, deflecting the attack. The drone spun out of control and crashed. The aliens watched, momentarily surprised. Humans were using each other and the environment to succeed, rather than relying on strength. Vaula frowned. This was unexpected. No species had ever used teamwork and strategy to gain an advantage over her warriors. Her confidence wavered, though she did not show it. The humans continued. One by one, they found creative ways to overcome obstacles and drones. Lyra used a fallen panel to block a laser, allowing another teammate to slip behind an alien warrior and disable a drone near her. Captain Elias observed an alien warrior's repeated movement and directed a teammate to exploit it, forcing the warrior to retreat temporarily. The arena echoed with shouts and energy blasts, but the humans remained calm. Every movement was measured, every action part of a plan. They were not fighting for pride or glory. They were fighting to survive and outsmart their opponents. Midway through the trial, a group of drones surrounded Lyra. She took a deep breath, quickly scanning the battlefield. Spotting a loose panel, she kicked it into the drone's path, tripping several of them. Then, using a quick dash, she reached safety. The aliens were astonished. They had relied on speed and skill, yet humans were outmaneuvering them with clever thinking. Joran and another teammate faced two alien warriors at once. They could not match them in strength, but they could anticipate their moves. Joran ducked under a strike, rolled, and kicked a small control lever on the floor. A nearby platform shifted, forcing the alien warriors to adjust. The humans seized the moment, moving to a safer position. The alien warriors stumbled, frustrated by this unexpected tactic. Vaula's eyes narrowed. Humans were unpredictable, adaptive, and coordinated. They did not panic when threatened, and they turned disadvantages into advantages. For the first time, she felt a flicker of concern. Could her warriors truly handle beings so clever and persistent? The humans pressed on. Captain Elias directed small teams to distract the alien warriors. drawing attention away from teammates moving to strategic positions. They did not attack directly. They used diversion, timing, and placement to control the flow of the battle. The alien warriors realized that raw power alone would not win. The humans were forcing them to react, to adjust, and in doing so, exposing small weaknesses. The final section of the trial involved a collapsing platform above an energy pit. The alien warriors charged ahead, confident in their skill. The humans paused, analyzed the platform's movement, and coordinated a careful crossing. When one alien warrior miscalculated and slipped slightly, a human teammate caught them using a pole from the arena's equipment. The aliens froze, unsure how to respond. Humans were helping them survive while still advancing. At the end of the trial, the humans had survived, adapted, and accomplished their objectives without serious injury. The aliens had completed the challenge as well, but the humans' performance shocked the spectators and the warriors themselves. Vaula stepped forward, her face calm but her eyes sharp. She addressed the humans. "You fight differently than any species I have faced," she said. "You are not strong like us, but you are clever, fast-thinking, and coordinated. That is remarkable." Captain Elias nodded respectfully. "We fight differently because we must," he said. "Strength alone does not win battles. Planning, teamwork, and adaptation matter just as much." The alien warriors were silent. Pride and honor had always been their strongest weapons, yet these humans had exposed something new, the power of unity and cleverness. The spectators, many of whom had doubted humanity, now whispered in awe. Even small victories by humans drew applause. When Lyra helped an alien warrior avoid a drone, the crowd cheered. It was not only a triumph of skill, it was a lesson in adaptability. Humans did not need to dominate by force. They won by thinking ahead, observing carefully, and acting as a team. Vaula turned to her warriors. "Do not underestimate them again," she said quietly. "They are not just survivors, they are strategists. Their minds are weapons." The humans gathered briefly to rest and share observations. Every mistake had been a lesson, every small victory a building block. Captain Elias reminded them, "This is only part of the trial. The next round will test endurance, decision-making under pressure, and coordination. Remember what we have learned, stay calm, work together, and think faster than your opponent." Lyra smiled. "They expect us to fail," she said, "but they do not realize humans are not easily broken. We learn, we adapt, and we fight as one. That is what shocks them." The aliens prepared for the next stage, their pride shaken. They had never faced opponents who could survive, adapt, and even outthink them in the arena. Valira's expression was unreadable, but inside, she knew the humans were changing the rules of combat. The arena settled into quiet anticipation. The spectators leaned forward, eyes wide, eager to see what humans would do next. Across the galaxy, messages poured in. Humans were not weak, as everyone believed. They were cunning, adaptive, and determined. As the sun of the arena set, casting long shadows across the battlefield, Captain Elias watched the alien warriors. "They expect us to fear them," he said softly. "We do not. We expect to surprise them. That is our strength." Lyra nodded beside him. "And we will," she said. "They will learn that humans fight differently, not because we are stronger, but because we never give up and always think ahead." The third part of the trials had proven a crucial truth. Humans could outthink, outmaneuver, and survive against far stronger opponents. The alien warriors, for the first time, realized that victory was not guaranteed, and the galaxy watched in growing wonder. The humans had shocked the arena, the aliens, and everyone watching. But the greatest surprises were yet to come. The arena was tense like never before. Rumors of humans, cleverness, and calm had spread across the galaxy. Many spectators whispered that these humans, small and unassuming, were more than they seemed. Even the alien warrior women, known for their pride and skill, were uneasy. Vaula stood at the edge of the arena, her sharp eyes fixed on the humans. "This is the final trial before the grand judgment," she said quietly to her warriors. "They have survived the previous rounds, but this will test endurance, decision-making, and unity. Do not underestimate them." Captain Elias gathered his team in a quiet corner. "This is the moment that matters most," he said. "Every observation we have made so far will be useful. This trial is about pressure, strategy, and adaptation. We do not need to overpower them. We need to think, coordinate, and stay calm. That is how we win." Lyra adjusted her gear and nodded. "We have come this far by working together," she said. Now we show them what humans can really do. The gates opened, revealing the final challenge. The arena transformed into a massive, ever-changing labyrinth. Walls shifted constantly, platforms collapsed without warning, and energy barriers blocked paths in unpredictable ways. But this was only part of the trial. Hidden obstacles, moving drones, and simulated combat situations were also present. The goal was simple but dangerous: reach the central platform while completing objectives along the way. Failure meant elimination. The alien warrior women leapt forward immediately, relying on speed, strength, and instinct. They moved with precision, striking drones and navigating shifting platforms. Their training and experience gave them an advantage, at least at first. The humans paused, taking a moment to study the terrain. Captain Elias signaled, "Observe first, plan your path, work as one." The humans advanced slowly, using every lesson they had learned. They communicated silently through gestures, signaling traps, drones, and moving walls. Every step was calculated. When one human was cornered, another moved quickly to create an opening. When drones attacked, they worked together to divert them rather than fighting head-on. Vaula frowned. The humans were still weaker physically, but they were unpredictable and coordinated. They moved with calm confidence. Every time an alien warrior adjusted to one tactic, the humans had already changed another. Halfway through the labyrinth, a large section of platforms collapsed. Several alien warriors leapt expertly to safety. The humans paused, assessed the movement, and then advanced with precision timing. When one human slipped slightly, another extended a pole from the arena equipment and helped pull them to safety. The aliens froze. They had never encountered opponents who could survive and adapt so effectively under pressure. Humans were not only enduring, they were actively manipulating the environment to their advantage. In another part of the labyrinth, Lyra and Joran faced a group of drones and two alien warriors simultaneously. The aliens attacked directly, confident in their strength. Lyra signaled to Joran, and together they used a fallen panel to block laser attacks. Then they lured the drones into a trap, causing the drones to disable themselves. The aliens were forced to retreat slightly. Vaula's eyes narrowed. She could not ignore it any longer. Humans were proving something extraordinary. They did not need brute force to win. They used observation, teamwork, timing, and clever thinking. Every move was carefully planned and executed. The final section of the trial was a narrow corridor leading to the central platform. Drones patrolled constantly and energy barriers activated randomly. The alien warriors charged forward confidently. The humans paused, studied the timing of barriers, and coordinated carefully. Captain Elias signaled the team. "Now, move together, watch each other." One mistake could be costly. The humans advanced in unison, using each other for support and leverage. When a barrier activated unexpectedly, one human ducked and another covered them. When a drone attacked, a teammate deflected it using a small piece of the arena's equipment. Every movement was synchronized. The alien warriors were astonished. For the first time, they were facing opponents who could turn every disadvantage into an advantage. They could strike hard, move fast, and fight perfectly, but humans were unpredictable. They adapted instantly, making every attack less effective than it should have been. Near the final platform, the humans faced a collapsing bridge over an energy pit. The aliens leapt confidently, expecting humans to panic. The humans paused, studied the timing, and moved with perfect coordination. Lyra extended her hand, and Joran grabbed it, pulling her across safely. One by one, the humans crossed the pit, helping each other with precise teamwork. Vaula's warriors hesitated. They had never been outmaneuvered so thoroughly. The humans were not just surviving, they were dominating through intelligence, coordination, and unity. Pride and instinct could not overcome a mind that adapted faster than expected. When the humans reached the central platform, they completed the objectives flawlessly. The alien warriors arrived seconds later, still strong and skilled, but visibly unsettled. The crowd erupted. Humans, small and unassuming, had completed a trial designed to challenge the strongest warriors in the galaxy. Vaula approached Captain Elias. Her expression was calm, but her eyes reflected respect. "You are remarkable," she said. "Your strength is not like ours, but your mind and coordination are extraordinary. I misjudged you." Captain Elias nodded respectfully. "We do what we must," he said. "Strength alone does not win battles. Planning, teamwork, and unity matter just as much." The alien warriors exchanged glances. Their pride was bruised, but a new understanding had emerged. Humans were not strong in the traditional sense. They were resilient, clever, and united. That was a power even the most skilled warriors had difficulty matching. The spectators cheered, many of them stunned. Humans had proven that victory was not always about raw strength. It was about intelligence, adaptability, and cooperation. Valira raised her hand. "I acknowledge your victory in this trial," she said. "You have shown us something new. You are worthy opponents." The humans did not boast. They smiled quietly, offering small gestures of respect to the alien warriors who had fought beside them. They had not needed arrogance or display. They had simply worked together, stayed calm, and adapted to every challenge. Captain Elias looked at his team. "We fight differently than anyone expected," he said. "We do not rely on raw power. We rely on thinking, cooperation, and determination. That is our strength." Lyra nodded. "They will remember this," she said. "Not just the victory, but the way we fought. Humans are not easy to defeat, not because we are strongest, but because we are smart and we never give up." The arena settled into quiet admiration. Across the galaxy, messages began to spread. Humans, once considered weak and fragile, were now seen as cunning, adaptable, and unstoppable when working together. Valira looked at her warriors. "We underestimated them," she said quietly. "Do not let pride cloud your judgment again. Humans are unlike any species we have faced. Their unity and adaptability are their weapons." The humans, meanwhile, prepared quietly for the final judgment. They did not celebrate loudly, but their calm focus showed their readiness. They had faced the greatest warriors in the galaxy, survived, and proven something extraordinary. Humans fight differently, and that difference could shock even the strongest warriors. The fourth part of the trials had ended. Humans had faced extreme pressure, shifting terrain, drones, and alien warriors, yet they had triumphed through intelligence, teamwork, and endurance. The alien warriors were shocked, the spectators were amazed, and the galaxy was starting to see humans in a new light. The final trial awaited. But for now, humans had already proven that strength was not always the key to victory, and the alien warriors would never forget the lesson they had learned. The arena was silent, as if holding its breath. The humans had survived the toughest trials, adapted to every challenge, and shocked the galaxy with their intelligence and teamwork. The alien warrior women, known for their unmatched skill and pride, now faced something new, humans who fought differently and effectively. Valira stepped forward, her towering figure casting a shadow over the arena. She surveyed the humans carefully. "You have survived everything we have thrown at you," she said. Her voice was calm, but her eyes reflected respect. "Not by brute strength, not by training alone, but by thinking, adapting, and working as one. That is remarkable." Captain Elias bowed slightly. "We do what we must," he said. "We fight as humans together, smart and determined. That is enough." The spectators erupted in cheers. Across the galaxy, messages spread like fire. Humans were no longer underestimated. They were not weak, fragile, or easy to defeat. They were clever, adaptable, and unstoppable when united. The final trial was announced. Unlike the previous rounds, this trial was designed to test everything at once: endurance, tactics, adaptability, and leadership. The arena transformed into a massive battlefield filled with shifting platforms, energy barriers, and drones. Alien warriors would attack, obstacles would collapse, and success required complete coordination. The alien warrior women charged first. They moved like living weapons, striking with perfect timing and power. Captain Elias watched his team carefully. "Stay calm," he said. "Observe first, work together, use every lesson we have learned. That is how we win." The humans advanced slowly, analyzing patterns and positions. Lyra pointed to a drone preparing to fire, and Joran ducked behind a platform. Together, they used a small lever to change the drone's position, sending it crashing harmlessly into the wall. The alien warriors paused. No one had ever seen humans manipulate the environment so effectively during combat. They had strength, skill, and training, but humans had strategy. Every move was deliberate, coordinated, and intelligent. Midway through the trial, a sudden collapse of platforms sent debris falling into the arena. Alien warriors leapt instinctively, but a human, noticing the timing, extended a pole to help another teammate cross safely. Together, the humans navigated dangers that would have defeated most species. Valira felt something unfamiliar: concern. Her warriors were strong, but humans were unpredictable and adaptive. Every advantage the aliens had relied on brute force or speed, yet humans consistently found ways to turn situations in their favor. Near the final platform, a group of alien warriors cornered Lyra and Joran. The aliens attacked with energy weapons and precise strikes, expecting the humans to panic. But the humans remained calm. Lyra signaled to Joran, and together they created a distraction, drawing the aliens' attention while another teammate activated a nearby platform to block attacks. The aliens froze. They had never faced opponents who could think and act faster than expected under extreme pressure. Humans were not afraid, not reckless, but intelligent. Every move was calculated, every action part of a plan. Captain Elias noticed the alien leader's watchful eyes. He understood that confidence could be a weakness. "Remember," he whispered to his team, "they expect panic. We will not give it. Stay calm, think ahead, and act together." The humans pressed on. One by one, they reached the central platform, completing all objectives. When Joran extended his hand to help Lyra climb safely, the crowd erupted. Humans had survived a trial designed to challenge the best warriors in the galaxy, and they had done it without arrogance, only skill and unity. Vaula approached the humans. Her expression was calm, but her eyes reflected awe. "You have done what no one else could," she said. "You do not fight like us. You do not rely on strength alone, yet you have survived, adapted, and triumphed. You are extraordinary." Captain Elias nodded. "We fight as humans," he said simply. "We rely on our minds, our unity, and our determination. That is our strength." The alien warriors looked at each other, their pride humbled. They had expected an easy victory. Instead, they had learned a new lesson about combat, intelligence, and perseverance. The humans had proven that victory was not always about raw power. It was about adaptation, teamwork, and thinking under pressure. The spectators rose to their feet. Aliens, humans, and other species alike cheered. Humans had earned respect not by boasting, but by demonstrating their abilities in the face of overwhelming odds. Vaula knelt briefly before the humans, not in defeat, but in respect. "I underestimated you," she said softly. "I misjudged humans. You fight differently, but you fight with courage, intelligence, and unity. That is something every warrior should learn." Lyra smiled quietly. "We fight as humans," she said. "We are not the strongest, but we are smart, united, and persistent." "That is enough." The crowd continued to cheer. Across the galaxy, broadcasts showed humans standing calmly on the central platform while alien warriors, proud and skilled, acknowledged their worth. Captain Elias looked at his team. "Today we have shown the galaxy what humans can do," he said. "We do not fight for show. We fight for survival, for unity, and for each other. That is our way." Vaula turned to her warriors. "Do not let pride blind you again," she said. "Humans are different. They do not fight like anyone else. They use their minds, their unity, and their determination. That is power even greater than brute strength." The humans descended from the central platform. They did not shout, boast, or claim glory. They simply walked quietly, confidently, and together, showing that strength was not always measured by size or force. The alien warriors, for the first time, felt something new: respect. Pride was not lost, it had transformed into understanding. Humans were worthy opponents, not because they were stronger, but because they were clever, resilient, and united. As the arena gates closed, Captain Elias looked at the crowd. "The galaxy will remember this," he said softly. "Humans fight differently, but that difference makes us formidable. We do not need to look strong. We only need to think, adapt, and work together." Lyra nodded beside him. "And that is enough," she said. "Humans are not just survivors. We are unpredictable, clever, and unstoppable when united." The alien warriors lowered their heads in acknowledgement. Vaula stepped forward and addressed the arena one final time. "Humans have shown us a new way of fighting," she said. "Not with raw strength, but with unity, intelligence, and courage. They have earned the respect of every warrior here." The spectators erupted in applause. Across the galaxy, messages spread quickly. Humans were no longer underestimated. They were respected, feared, and admired. Captain Elias watched his team quietly. "We did not need to boast," he said. "We showed what humans are capable of. That is victory." Lyra smiled, looking at the alien warriors. "They thought we were weak," she said softly. "But humans fight differently, and that is something no one can ignore." The arena fell silent as the sun set, casting long shadows across the battlefield. Humans had faced the galaxy's strongest warriors, survived every trial, and earned respect not by strength alone, but by intelligence, teamwork, and determination. The story of the humans in the arena would be remembered for generations. They had shown the galaxy a simple truth. Strength is not only measured by muscle or skill, it is measured by mind, courage, and unity. And in that, humans were truly unstoppable. The alien warriors watched quietly, their pride transformed into admiration. They had fought, tested, and learned. But the humans had changed the way the galaxy saw them forever. The final trial was over. Humans had not only survived, they had shocked, inspired, and earned the respect of every warrior present. And that was enough.